into a thing. I got my shit ready in case I need to switch over. Oh, welcome to the Vegas Benchwarmer podcast. Of course, as always, my name is Eric. He hate me 72. Next to me, my man, the myth, the legend.
Jeremy with a G.
There we go.
Man, the myth, the legend. What the fuck am I legend for?
Man, the myth, the legend. I'm just saying. So today we doing a full first round mock draft. I got my Sixers hat on today because the Sixers are going for the sweep. Joel Embiid has a thumb injury, but we ain't talking about basketball. We talking about football. So NFL draft we got coming on. Jeremy the legend. See, even Sam knows.
You and Sam are high.
I definitely am. So we're jumping on the NFL first round NFL draft. We're only doing the first round. We got a guest joining us. There might be a guest later joining us as well. We're going to do it like we did last year. We'll spin the wheel. I got a website for the mock draft for us to pick. In between, we're going to talk some shit. We're probably going to talk some shit beforehand, afterhand. Y'all know how we do it. Just to let y'all know, my DM, a fellow DM of mine in my company, saw our podcast and commented that I am completely different on the podcast than I am at work. And I don't know what she was talking about, but I think she was talking about my references to weed.
Wait, what? She commented on a video?
No, she didn't comment. She commented to me. She watched the whole video. She watched like 3 videos of ours while she was on plane rides.
Is that our new subscriber that we just got yesterday?
Yeah, that's one of them. Yeah. But yeah, so she's like, she loves them. She's a diehard Seahawks fan. But I could not. I'm at work. I got to. I love Sam. We live. Make sure y'all follow Sam. Dude's on the couch. Our series ended on Madden on a sour note. Sam should have cheesed him. I'm gonna go ahead and get the intro started. Oh, we're not even showing any of the banners today. Get the intro started, and then
it's been a long
week. Invite the guest on. You got anything else to say, Jeremy?
No, let's get it going.
I will definitely have to change that. I think you've told me that a couple times before. I just don't be paying attention.
What?
I'm talking about the comment every time I go live. It says, what did I just do? Every time I go live, we go live, it says playing Minecraft.
Yeah, it says you're playing vanilla Minecraft.
Vanilla Minecraft. Well, you don't understand what vanilla Minecraft is. That means no mods. But without further ado, we are about to get the guest. I don't really have an introduction for him because he's the first time we've seen him, but I know he's a diehard Ravens fan. He likes the WWE, and the man can spit some fire when it comes to talking. Let's go. What's up, buddy? Go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's going on, guys? Thank you for having me on the show today. I am Matt Trigger. I'm the host of Bearded, Wholesome, and All Things Baltimore podcast. It's a podcast where I interview people from different walks of life here in Baltimore and the metro area, former musicians, athletes, politicians, entrepreneurs. I like to have a free-spirited, wholesome, positive show showcasing people and their everyday life after their careers. I'm also a host for the Rave On Sports app, and I write for Border Fuel Sports for the Baltimore Ravens.
Wow. Now, I know you're a host for the Rave On Sports app because that's how we met.
Yes, sir. And this is all that's on top of my career. I am a 12-year veteran for the Maryland Division of Corrections. I'm a correctional officer.
Nice. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Are you still a correction officer right now?
Yes, sir. I'm 12 years into my 20-year contract.
Man, you got some balls steals. I'm saying I watch all them prison shows and like 60 Days In, and I be watching stuff like that because I'm a pothead.
So what you're saying is we got to keep Eric out of Baltimore.
No, I've been to Baltimore
and out of trouble.
I've been to Baltimore, so I was actually in Oxon Hill.
That is more PG County, yes, sir.
We went to we went to DC for a family vacation, and it said the DC Red Roof Inn, and it wasn't. But yeah, it was in Oxon Hill. But yeah, I had a blast there. I thought it was a lot of fun. Yeah, I thought it was a lot of fun there. By the way, there is his Twitter right there. Make sure to go shout him out. Go follow him. Hold on.
I just want to say that this is like the coolest like share screen and introduction video I've ever seen in my life. I was in awe when I was sitting there watching it. I'm like, these guys put a lot into their craft. I was like, oh, this is
gonna be fun
we got to redo the intro video.
Yeah, my fiance
for like the last 3 months, but neither one of us have done it.
I hate editing. I hate all of that shit. I can't stand it.
I lucked out, man, because one of my former correctional officers that I actually trained years ago, he's a music producer now, and he has his own editing software and his own studio in his house. So I literally film all my stuff on Skype, and I send it over to him, and he chops it up and masters it and separates the sound and all the kinks in like 25 minutes and kicks it back to me. It's awesome. And all he wants is me to tag him on social media. It's incredible.
It's
amazing
awesome.
when you find people like that.
That is very, very awesome. Very awesome. Okay, so we're gonna get into this mock draft. Let me see.
So wait, are we gonna start off on what y'all were talking about before we went live? We're gonna get into that first, and then we'll go into the draft. Or
are we talking about when we were talking about when I was about to get on Tyreek Hill?
Yeah.
Yeah. So before we got on, he said he wants to see how our offense is. He said the AFC West would be. Oh, thank you very much, Twitch. Thank you very much, boss. Thank you. He said the AFC West is going to be a bloodbath. Don't get me wrong, it's going to be competitive, but I still think the Chiefs are going to come out on top. I think the Raiders are going to be second. I think the Broncos are going to be a distant fourth. I do not believe in anything that's going on there. Herbert, the Chargers, they may make the playoffs, but I don't think so. He said he also wanted to see the offense. This is what I'm going to tell people. Tyreek Hill is a beast. He was amazing. He did a lot of shit for us that a lot of people can't do. But that did not happen until Patrick Mahomes showed up. I'm not saying that Patrick Mahomes made him, but he had the ability to take control of his speed. He knew where to throw it, where to place him at. I think because of that, because we had all that speed on there, him, Brian Pringle, Robinson, Mecole Hardman, and even Sammy Watkins, we fell in love with going deep. We fell in love with the big play. Also because of speed, they set in that cover two, that little deep cover two safety shell thing, and they destroyed us. So I think we're going to see the offense different. I think it's going to be a lot more running. And he said, oh, well, who's going to run? Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Yeah, he's not that great on run. He's not the best running back. But again, if we stop with this fucking RPO shit and actually line up and run the ball and do nice formations and running formations and don't have to have him throw the ball consistently, I think we'll be better. I think it's going to be back to 2017 without as many big plays. Yes, there will be big plays. I'm not saying Mahomes throws 50 and 5, but at the same time, 2017, Kareem Hunt was fucking destroying motherfuckers. He was amazing. And then he decided to kick some stupid bitch in Cleveland.
Here was my justification of it, and I know you wanted to get this on air, so I'm not going to say you guys are going to totally regress offensively, but Tyreek Hill is arguably the fastest overall player in the NFL. He's the fastest wide receiver in the NFL. He looks like he hits a different gear that other people just don't have. But that took the top off of defenses for you guys. And that enabled Travis Kelce to do what Travis Kelce does. When you take that away, now Travis Kelce isn't going to be getting secondary attention. He's now going to be the guy that gets doubled. So do you really have faith in I've watched Juju Smith-Schuster play his entire career being in the AFC North. he's a number 2 guy. He has never been the effective as the guy. Antonio Brown was right about him when he said that he's nothing without a primetime receiver. Valdez-Scantling is good, but he is not Tyreek Hill. So that's where I was saying there might be a little bit of a change in your offense because of the simple fact that Tyreek Hill isn't there. Demarcus Robinson isn't there. Pringle isn't there anymore. So the last one you have left is McCole Hardman, and he's a burner, but I just don't think he's as good as Tyreek.
So this is my throwback to everybody. The only name anybody absolutely knew on that team at wide receivers between Hill and Kelsey was Kelsey before Patrick Mahomes. Hill was a return specialist. Yes, he's a 6-time All-Pro, but 3 of them as a return specialist. We had Kelsey with Alex Smith, and he was still a fucking beast before Hill took off.
Most certainly.
Yes, when Mahomes showed up, he allowed Hill. They clicked great. I'm not saying that Kelsey's not going to get doubled more, but I think if you double, I'm not even saying Juju's going to be a number 1. He's not. He's not a number 1. Travis Kelsey's our fucking number 1. And then Mecole Hardman will be 2, but he'll line up in the 1 receiver, and Juju will probably line up in the 2. They'll move Mecole a lot. If Mecole can catch the damn ball, we will be completely fine. Because granted,
that's a wild if.
Yeah, MFS, whatever his name is. He's quick, but he's also big. He's like 6'4". So we have not had a 6'4" receiver with speed like that. So I'm not saying that he's going to become a number 1, but you're going to see him be used extremely, extremely well in our offense. You'll see him open a lot more. Mecole is going to run the top off. He's still going to keep that speed and let it go. He's just not going to have the underneath routes. Juju Smith-Schuster, I don't know what he's going to do. He's going to TikTok with fucking Jackson Mahomes. I don't care about it. Go somewhere. We're still forgetting about Josh Gordon.
We're getting a dance off week 1.
We're still forgetting about Josh Gordon. And we haven't even we're trading up and getting a receiver. We're going for a receiver. So when we get done with the draft, you could literally have a first-round pick receiver, which if we get lucky, it's Williams from Alabama. We trade up and get him because of his tear. If we get lucky, we get him. We don't need him right away. He's supposed to be ready by training camp. So we get him. We could have a receiving room of a first-round draft pick, Mecole, Juju, Josh Gordon, MVS, and Travis Kelce tight end. I'm good with that. So we traded an over-the-top receiver for plenty of depth. Yeah, Brian Pringle and Demarcus Robinson are gone, but MVS and Juju can slip in right there.
I agree. They can slip in. It's just that it's kind of like fitting a square peg into a round hole almost.
Do you know who Chris Conley is?
Absolutely.
Okay. Do you know where he plays right now?
Not off the top of my head.
My point exactly. My point exactly. But everybody knew him when he was on the Chiefs.
Right.
Yep, my point exactly. We just like the same thing with the Packers, the same thing that happens with Brady. Not saying that Mahomes is – I love Mahomes. He's a god to me. But when you are a great quarterback, you make your receivers better. Absolutely. And Tyreek Hill is going to rue the day that he went to play with Tua.
That's good. Now, okay, before we get started on the draft, I have a theory that I wanted to share with you guys about this because it involves the Baltimore Ravens. I'm a diehard Ravens fan. I'm a diehard Lamar Jackson fan. But if you guys have been paying attention to the moves that the Miami Dolphins have been making, I think that after this year, they're gearing up to trade for him via a franchise tag and trade.
Trade for who, Lamar Jackson?
Absolutely.
Good shit. Guess what? You'll play with another non-quarterback.
That's a whole different rabbit hole right there. But
I absolutely love what Baltimore did with Lamar.
Yeah,
but I think any other team, Lamar would not have succeeded.
Well,
because no team is changing their offense for him.
And we changed our entire identity
exactly.
for him.
Exactly.
And the thing is, I've been a Baltimore Ravens fan since they got here. We have had traditional stand in the pocket, statuesque, big quarterbacks before him. And we completely went. We were one of the first teams to introduce a college concept into the NFL full time.
Mhm.
The RPO, the pistol offense formation. We were one of the first teams to really fully embrace that to help his skill set. Now you're right. If he goes to 25 other teams, he's not going to do what he can because they're not going to allow him to do it. They're going to make him conform. But I also believe that with Miami, they hold, I think, 8 draft picks in the first 100 picks next year. I think they're going to try and throw something at us because Lamar loves us as much as he says he loves us. When you're turning down $44 million a year, how much do you really love us?
Well, this is also the other thing. This is why Baltimore worked so well for the offense. You had a coach that could do that. Your franchise is not a fire happy coach franchise. So you had a coach that was secure in his position. Nobody in fucking Miami is secure enough to change their offense. When you just paid Tyreek Hill $40 million or $30 million plus fucking bonuses.
Right.
No, I think there are certain ideas in my head that quarterbacks need to realize. Tebow going to the Jets was stupid. Was absolutely stupid. Lamar going to Miami would be absolutely stupid. I do not feel that anybody with what we've seen that's come out of that organization, anybody's going to treat him with respect and treat him the way he wants to.
And that I had that conversation with a coworker of mine yesterday, for the simple fact that Miami is a dumpster fire year after year, but I just think that Lamar has such an affinity for South Florida, and
well, all of them do.
And it was crazy because at one point in time we had Lamar, Hollywood, Mark Ingram, all those Southern dudes that were on the team at one time, and we went to Miami and lit them up in 2019, and then last year they lit us up like a Christmas tree. So it was just it was a crazy contrast, and there were stories coming out in the local media about how Lamar went out and partied with his homeboys back down in South Florida before the game the night before, and that's why he was flat, because he was hungover or this or that. So it's been a lot of different things. But me personally, as a diehard Ravens fan, as an analyst or a writer, as you want to call it, there's too many things that are a coincidence lining up to make me think that Lamar isn't going to be in Baltimore forever.
I can agree. I just don't think Miami's going after him. They're going to try to go after. Rumor was they wanted Brady. They're going to go after a traditional pocket passer that can literally read and get the ball.
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. But they're just
and I like Baker.
It's so many different things that are just kind of like too much of a coincidence for me.
Yeah.
Being a skeptic and being a realist, when they trade, I mean, Baker Mayfield's going to be good somewhere. Yes. I think Cleveland gave him a very raw deal. Baker in Miami would be kind of dangerous because Baker just needs solid protection. That's all he needs. Mm-hmm. And they have never given him a great pass protecting offensive line.
No, because they're a run team.
Well, when you got Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, of course you're going to be a run team.
Man, Kareem Hunt, like Sam said, Kareem Hunt is the best kicker in the league. Best kicker in the league. So let's go ahead. I'm sure we're going to get off topic multiple times. Right now, we only have 3 names up. And what we're going to do is this is going to be the spin order. So whoever goes first will be the first pick. Whoever gets the second spin will be the second pick. Whoever's the third spin, of course, the last person would be the third pick. From that point on, we'll just rotate. So you get a pick every 3 picks. You see what I'm saying?
Sounds good to me.
Mock draft up. I know there's a lot of talk about trades. I'm not sure I don't think we're going to include trades unless we hear something, because that could make us go on forever.
Yeah, that's a good model, just to kind of go with the order as is.
Yeah, go with the order as is, exactly.
Because like after you get around like pick 12 or 13, teams trade up and down like crazy. Mm-hmm. And you could have one team trade from 13 to 16 back to 14, then down again to 19. I've seen the Ravens do it plenty of times in my lifetime, so I'm already hip to that.
Lamar to Miami as a pass. Again, I just don't think they're going to trade him inside the conference either. Why would you trade him to a team that's literally stacked with offensive weapons? Go send his ass to fucking Carolina.
I believe that in this day and age that quarterbacks most certainly at every other position, have the most leverage and the most pull with getting what they want in terms of a trade. So, and the biggest thing that is a detractor for Lamar in the eyes of our fan base and the media, his mother is his agent. That is making things very difficult right now because we got to tell his mother why he don't deserve money.
I wouldn't give a fuck. I'm ruthless. Be like, hey, have his ass fucking go outside and read the fucking field.
But this lady raised this young man, and you're now telling her every reason why he don't deserve $50 million a year.
And you know what? If you raised him, you need to be honest with yourself. You know he don't deserve top QB money in this league. If he don't, you need to whoop his ass and get him out there to fucking work on his skills.
I can't say I agree with you more.
So I don't give a fuck. I'm kind of savage. Okay, so first pick. Let's see who we going with. We are going with Jeremy. All right, Jeremy gets the first pick. Remove him. Yes. Oh, they did a little celebration, Jeremy.
Oh, yes.
And Matt gets a second. Yep, Matt gets the second pick. I get the third pick. We don't need to spin again. Wheel is done. All right.
Is somebody gonna be keeping track of the draft as it goes?
I got it right here. I'm pulling it up right here.
Oh, okay. This is some fancy shit right here, my man. Okay.
Yep,
I'm old school.
He's hella old school. He's gonna keep the picks like that. I'm gonna do this one. Bam. There we go. So mock draft, got all the people on the side. This is from the draftnetwork.com. It's the same one we used last time. Let's get all these ads out of here. And then basically it'll tell us on the team who we need. I can shout those guys out if you guys want when they're picking, and then we'll just select the pick as we go so we can keep track of it. We're not gonna put no time on the clock. Jeremy loves his whiteboards. He really, really does. Jeremy gets the pick for the Jags. All right. So just a quick note. I think there's only like 9 teams that have had back-to-back first-round draft picks.
That's interesting.
Not 100% positive. I might be wrong. It's 8 or 9. Okay.
But they're probably all poverty franchises. So,
like the Jaguars.
Well, the Browns had it. Myles Garrett in 17 and 18. They had Myles Garrett and Baker Mayfield.
And where are they at now?
No, I did not. I did not download that at all. Okay, Jeremy, you're on the clock. Who's the Jags taking?
So I know what's his face. Balky? Is that how you say his name?
Who?
The GM for the Jags?
I don't know how you say his name.
Trent Baalke or whatever his name is.
Yeah. So he said they're looking at 4 players, and here's who the 4 players I think are. I think it's Ike Ekwonu, Kayvon Thibodeau, Aiden Hutchinson, and Trayvon Walker.
I'm sorry.
So I think I know they need an edge, but I think the Jaguars are going to Jaguar. And I think they're going to go for Trayvon Walker. I think Trayvon Walker is the first off the board.
Trayvon Walker?
Yeah.
Wow.
Over Hutchinson at edge?
Yeah. Don't ask me a reasoning. I don't have a reason.
I'm not. Come on. I'm not gonna ask you a reasoning. Don't ask me a reasoning. You know this. Just started cramming today.
But
number 2 for the Lions, I think that they're going to keep Aiden Hutchinson in house for the simple fact that they have like a need virtually everywhere.
Yeah,
but Hutchinson's one of those guys that I don't think they can pass up on, especially being an in-house kind of guy where he fits one of their biggest needs, and that's edge rusher. And Dan Campbell can probably do wonders with this kid just in terms of building his confidence up and making him a complete player. I like Dan Campbell as a coach personally.
I know. I like his quotes.
I remember when he played tight end for the Dolphins. Like, he was just a monster. He was a monster blocker. He was pretty much an offensive tackle with a number in the 80s. But I believe Hutchinson's the pick for them. I think they're going to stay local, stay popular. even though I could see Icky or Evan Neal going at 2, I think it's going to be Hutchinson.
I completely agree with the edge on you. I completely agree with that. I would have had, if Aiden Hutchinson was gone, I would have had Oregon guy, Thibodeau there. But with Aiden Hutchinson being on the board, of course, he's going next. Hold on.
So who you got at number 3?
I'm looking right now. I'm about to switch over real quick because no. I hate Cox. It's at number 3. Ooh, that's I'm gonna go with the edge. I think I'm going with an edge. I think, what do they need? They need a no. You know what? I'm gonna go with. They got so many damn holes.
I like how on some of the mock draft websites it says team needs. It says everywhere.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Gardner. I don't know why, but I'm gonna go with Gardner.
Really Sauce at 3.
The corner Sauce out of Cincinnati. I actually saw Mel Kiper had him high up there too. I think Mel Kiper had him at 2.
I mean, I had him up in a draft, but not at 3.
You know what? I don't trust Houston. I think I don't know about Thibodeau.
Here's how much I don't trust Houston. Guess who I had Houston taking?
Who?
Chris Cross.
Yeah, so I
had him going Evan Neal.
No, Houston, you don't know. They have so many holes. It just depends on who they think the best talent is. And I think in this situation, they're going to be down a lot. So they're going to need players to in the backfield. Hold on. Where is
What are you looking for?
There it is. Okay, hold on. I'm going to be gone for a second. I'm switching my hotspot.
Wait, what?
Okay. It's not working any better? What? Okay. So, we're good. So, I think. All right, Jeremy, who are you picking?
I'm going with Kayvon Thibodeau.
For the 4th for Jets?
For the Jets.
I had them going tackle.
For some reason, I had them going tackle or edge, and I like Thibodeau there, but they could have he could have possibly went Jermaine Johnson there too.
Yep.
But
I definitely had them going tackle just because they need somebody to protect their quarterback.
Thibodeau is just he seems like such a boomer bust kind of guy. Like, is there any defender in the league out of Oregon that's actually good?
I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. Oregon's one of that colleges that always have a lot of people.
They have track stars and they have good linemen.
Yeah.
Haloti Ngata came out of Oregon.
Yeah, but I'm not sure on him. All right, who you got the Giants up? Who you got the Giants taking?
I got the Giants taking Icky, the offensive tackle, Ekwonu from
State,
from NC State.
Okay.
I think that he's going to probably be their left tackle of the future. I know they still got Nate Solder, unless he retired. I don't know if he retired or not, but I know Nate Solder is still there. I just think that he's going to eventually be the left tackle of the future that's going to protect whoever their franchise quarterback may be. I don't think it's going to be Daniel Jones, but it might be somebody. I could see Baker potentially going up there.
Yeah, okay.
As a dark horse. Everybody's linking him to Carolina or Seattle right now.
I'm going to go with Evan Neal here. A lot of people like the quarterback pick. I just don't think they're going to go for a quarterback at 6. I think they can wait later to get a quarterback, but I also think they still might be interested in Baker. So I think that may stop some of these needy QB needy teams from getting a quarterback when you have tons of holes. Now you have Evan O'Neal, you have Neal sitting there, and you need offensive tackles to protect your people. So I mean, I just think that makes a normal, just a non-boneheaded pick. But again, it is the Panthers, so we never know.
Now I know we're not talking trades or anything, but if this was to actually happen in real time on Thursday night, I could see the Texans trading up into the 6th spot to grab Evan Neal. So if they do take Sauce at 3, I could see them popping up and taking Evan Neal to get their offensive tackle of the future as well. To book in with Laramie Tunsil. I'm sorry, he's in Houston still, yeah.
Yeah, Laramie Tunsil's in Houston. You're 100% right there. You're 100% right there. All right, Jeremy, what do you got for the Giants? They already took an offensive tackle.
So I had Sauce Gardner.
Okay.
Well, you picked him too early.
So you taking Stingley?
So here's my thing. I'm torn between Trent McDuffie or Derek Stingley.
Wait, where the fuck is Trent McDuffie?
Right there. You just passed him.
Oh, I see him. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So who you going with? I mean, I'm thinking they're going to take a cornerback because we know something's probably going to happen with Bradford or Bradbury, whatever his name is. The cornerback that's probably going to get traded to the Chiefs. So if they take a cornerback, I think they're definitely going to trade him.
I'm going to go with Derek Stingley.
Okay.
So I got the Falcons. I got the Falcons taking Malik Willis. First quarterback off the board, Malik Willis. For the simple fact that I think that Mariota is a good bridge quarterback. I don't think he's bad by any means. I think a lot of people thought because he backed up Derek Carr for a couple of years that he sucks. I think that he's going to be a serviceable QB for Atlanta in a transition phase, going away from Matt Ryan. No Calvin Ridley for the year for the gambling stuff. I think Malik Willis is off the board early to Atlanta at 8.
Okay. I've seen a lot of people with Atlanta taking the Falcons. I necessarily don't think, or the quarterback. I don't think Atlanta's taking a QB. I think Atlanta's taking a receiver. I think that they're going to roll with Marcus Mariota, and I completely disagree with you. I think Marcus Mariota is fucking garbage.
Fair enough. You know, I'm not. See, the thing is, I hate saying that players are garbage because I'm a 33-year-old dude with a dad bod.
Oh, they're better than me. They're better than me. But I'm talking about in the aspect of being an NFL player. Whenever I'm saying that, because I'm not one of those guys that said I could go out on the field and throw down.
Oh yeah, right. But it's like I try to be a little bit.
I'm 5'7", 35 pounds. I mean, courtesy. In the aspect of who I'm comparing him with to his peers, he's better than 90% of the world. Yeah. But I just don't. I think they're just gonna just see what happens.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and maybe if they get a high draft pick, they go after one next year.
Okay. The quarterback class is a lot deeper next year than it is this year.
Yeah, so I just think with how deep the wide receiver class is, they're gonna have to go after a wide receiver.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. This is our Falcons fan. Falcons just need not to kill him like they did Matt Ryan in the back of his career. Okay.
Fair enough.
So you're saying like offensive line, but in that section, like, so this is another thing. No receiver has gone, and that's kind of what I predicted so far. I have wrote down that from probably about 9 to 10 through about 16, you're going to see a grab at receiver. Because we don't have one going right now yet.
You know, to kind of thank you, I want to send a little thank you to the commenter being a Falcons fan. You guys were gracious enough to trade for Hayden Hurst, and we got J.K. Dobbins out of the deal. So I want to thank you so much for taking a mediocre tight end and giving us a top 20 young running back who's dynamite out of the backfield. He's going to be back this year, and he's going to be a 1,500-yard all-purpose guy this year.
When did that trade happen again?
The 2020 pandemic draft.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Jeremy. Oh no, it's me. Never mind. I'm All right, see, I honestly think Seattle trades back here.
Well, we're not
Okay.
doing trade.
I know, but I think Seattle would trade back. I think. Fuck. See, this is where shit gets hard. They're not taking a receiver, so I'm stuck between Jermaine Johnson and Charles Cross.
They need offensive line help bad.
Yeah, I think if they don't trade, I think they're going to take Cross. I'm going to go with Cross here. Yeah, I think they're going to go ahead and I think they're going to trade back. I think they're going to trade. He said, "You're welcome."
That's all that.
Yeah. I think they're going to trade back in the draft, but I'm going to go ahead and have them with Charles Cross. Jeremy, you're on the board, buddy.
I have the first receiver off the board.
Okay, who are you taking?
Jamison Williams.
Wow.
Now, don't get me wrong. I think that's smart because they have Elijah Moore, they have Berrios, they have Davis. So, and even Williams says he'll be ready by training camp, but they're not going to need him week 1. So maybe he's back by week 4 playing. And there's talk that he's not getting out of the top 10.
I think this is where the run on receiver starts, and I got Washington taking Garrett Wilson.
Yep.
Are you looking at my list?
Yeah, I can see your whiteboard from here, man.
I completely, like I said, I told you before the stream started, between 9 and 16, you're going to see and this is where all the trades are going to happen.
Yep.
Chiefs are about to trade up somewhere in here. I'm going to have the Vikings take Kyle Hamilton just because he's sitting here.
Bro, why you got to be a dick?
At the 12th spot, and I think that they need safety help. I mean, I know they have Harrison.
You're just fucking up all my draft.
I know they have what's his face, Harrison, the white dude.
Honestly, though, if Hamilton falls to 12, I'm being biased because I'm a Ravens fan. I can see us moving up 2 spots to grab Hamilton.
I definitely could. That's what I'm saying. This is where I think you're going to see a lot of. You guys might move up. You guys might be taking a receiver.
But why? I mean, I know that we lost Watkins to Green Bay, but I think Rashad Bateman's going to be wide receiver 1 this year. Hollywood's going to be perfect in the number 2 role, and Devin Duvernay's ready to pop on the scene, man. He's our Debo without popularity. So, I mean, I'm being biased a little bit, but I'm a huge fan of.
I would be highly shocked if you don't take a receiver. Highly shocked.
We need trench help more than anything. The offensive line, defensive line. We need that more than anything else.
You got to remember, you guys traded Orlando Brown last year during the draft.
Yeah, well, he was never going to re-sign here anyway. But
I'm not saying. I just, for some odd reason, I got a gut feeling that y'all going after a receiver.
We got our Dafiowe out of that trade, so I'm cool with it.
Yeah, that's true. All right, Jeremy, Houston. They don't need a cornerback, so who are you going?
Jermaine Johnson.
Yep, edge rusher. I see that coming. What do you think about that, Matt?
That's a good look. You know, that's somebody that's been talked about and linked to Baltimore quite often, and listening to a lot of the sports radio talk and reading a lot of the mock drafts.
So I actually had these last 2 picks I had swapped because I had Jermaine Johnson going to the Vikings and Kyle Hamilton going to the Texans.
Nice.
That
you get your Ravens.
That was just luck of the draw right there. Okay.
Go ahead. Get your Ravens pick.
This man, I know he's not going to fall past us, but we need to draft this man, Jordan Davis from the University of Georgia.
Yep. That's
and
nice.
My reason is we have notoriously been on the older end of the defensive line the last couple of years. Between Calais Campbell and an aging Brandon Williams and a beat up Derek Wolfe. This is some youth right here. He's built just like Calais Campbell, and he has got similar measurables. He's in the 6'7", 6'8" range. He's 350, and he moves. He ran a 4.8 at the combine. You know, so
that's nice.
We need that athletic ability up front. We drafted Justin Matabike out of Texas A&M a couple years ago, hoping he would be it. and he has so far underperformed his draft status. To be, fair and firm down the middle with everything and be unbiased, Madubuike was hyped up as an Aaron Donald prototype, and then he's been the exact opposite. So Jordan Davis is the pick at 14, man. I think his fall ends there, and he's going to be a dominant force wherever he goes. But if it's in black and purple, I'm going to be pumped 100%.
I'll be 100% honest. I hate when they start comparing college players to prototypes of fucking Hall of Famers.
I hate it too.
Quarterbacks. I get it with the quarterbacks because you that's what you're going. But like, there's so many other positions that you don't have to go Hall of Fame on, and they consistently do it, and they're just setting those people up to fail. It's not like the NBA. Like the NBA, you see, but like Aaron Donald, why couldn't you pick somebody like a little below Aaron Donald? You know what I'm saying? Pick a little. That could be a ceiling, but realistically, he's going to be in this area. He's like, I just don't get it.
I couldn't agree more. I compared Justin Madubuike more to a Grady Jarrett.
Okay.
A little bit undersized for the defensive tackle position, but fast and powerful. But he was known for getting sacks at Texas A&M, and he has 3 sacks or 4 sacks in 4 years or 3 years, and it's just been underwhelming to see him get continuously abused in the run game too.
Very good point. Very good point on that. I'm still trying to decide who I'm taking with this Eagles pick because this is fucking hard.
I can see them going wide receiver around here because there's still a couple of decent wide receivers on the board.
Yep.
But then again, they also need cornerback help.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even though they got Darius Slay, Darius is getting, he's heading towards that 3-0 age where they just think that NFL players start to fall off unless you're Tom Brady. But,
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think I'm going to go with Trent McDuffie.
Ooh.
That's a good pick.
Yeah. Yeah, because you put him and Darius Slay. Yeah, and you're right. I know the receivers, but they took a receiver last year. I don't know. It's such a weird draft, it seems like this year. Because there's so many teams that need people, and there's so many teams that need so many positions, and the Eagles were a playoff team last year. Like they need so many different positions. It's just, and this to me is one of the drafts I was telling him. There's a couple very, very good like stars, maybe, but everybody else is more like above average type players. Is what I'm not projecting a lot of all pros or Hall of Famers out of this draft. So I think it's a very average draft with a couple standouts.
That's a fair assessment.
Now, to let everybody know, I don't watch college football. So all of this is coming from the studying that I've been doing for the last 3, maybe 7 hours. So
now, see,
right.
I'm a big NFL draft guy. So whenever the current NFL draft is over, I look at the immediate projections from like Kuiper and McShay for the next year. So then I know who to pay attention to. I'm a Maryland Terps fan, so there's not much going on our end. I know Nick Cross is going to be a good mid-round safety this year, and I think that Tua's little brother is going to be better than he is when he gets to college. So,
yeah,
Baby Tag is a very good quarterback, and he's going to start attracting 5-star talent to Maryland along with Loxley.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to the Terps rising again.
Jeremy, you are on the board with the Saints.
Get this guy on. He needs to get on the show, man.
He's actually been on multiple times. Yeah, we do a Madden stream together every Thursday until it ended. But he's actually at work. If he wasn't at work, he'd be on. Yep. Jeremy, that's Dudes on the Couch. Sam from Dudes on the Couch.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, that's him. Yep.
I've actually listened to a couple of his shows, and I did not know that was his. I'm just not putting 2 and 2 together right this second.
Nope, you're good. That's who that is. Jeremy, who we got? Saints. Who's the Saints going?
I think the Saints are going with Drake London.
Okay.
They got a Drake London already. His name's Michael Thomas.
All I'm saying is I have the Saints actually picking a quarterback there. I actually have hit the Malik Willis or Willis.
See, I think the Saints roll with what they got until next season for a quarterback.
I do too, but I think if the guy from Liberty falls, two of them there, I think
The guy from Liberty is that Kenny Pickett.
I thought it was going to be Kenny Pickett.
No, Pickett's from Pittsburgh.
No, yeah,
Liberty is Willis.
Willis is Liberty.
Yeah,
Pickett is Pittsburgh. Howell's North Carolina.
Willis is going to be the first quarterback off the board.
I agree, but I think the Saints are going to take him. I think they'll take him sitting behind Jameis. If Jameis starts acting stupid, they'll put him in.
Okay, for the Los Angeles Chargers, I got them going with Chris Olave, wide receiver
From Ohio State.
I think they're going to load up, and I know that sounds like a wild pick, but to me personally, especially with their needs for offensive line, Keenan Allen is still a hell of a wide receiver. I just think that he's getting a little up there in age.
I
had Olave going to the Chargers as well.
And okay, so I'm on the same wavelength.
Yeah,
but they gave Mike Williams a lot of money, so I understand that. But this might be one of those situations where Keenan Allen plays out his contract there, and then he's gone. So they're going to need somebody to fill that second wide receiver slot, and I think that Olave fits the bill there, especially because they draft big receivers, and Olave is a smaller, faster guy. That's my logic to that, is that they're going to add some speed at the wide receiver position as opposed to big body guys that can move and they're a little shifty. But Olave's a burner. They don't have a burner right now.
I completely agree with you. If the Chiefs don't move up, which I'm telling you, they're going to draft up and they're going to pick one of these two receivers. I had Drake London going to the Chargers and then Olave going to the Eagles here.
Okay.
But that's because again I had the Saints picking Malik. So, but I agree with you. They focus on defense during the whole offseason. They got cornerback help. They got extra. So they're now worried about putting up points on the boards, and they have a running back. So their line's not bad. If Chris Olave is sitting there, you're 100% right. A burner, perfect pick. Perfect pick. And that fucks up me over here.
We're getting into some not so sexy picks now.
Yeah.
See, a lot of the chubby
if
guys.
this happens, I definitely think they trade out of here. But I'm going to go with Deion Johnson just because I know they need inside out linebacker. But see, I don't know. I don't know if they go with him or they go with Daxton Hill.
I don't think they go secondary 2 times in the first round.
That's true. Yeah, I'm going to go here. I'm going to go with the defense. I wouldn't have I don't know. What about Penny?
I mean, there's Devontae Wyatt that's still out there. George Karlaftis is still out there.
Devin Lloyd is there.
Yeah, Devin Lloyd's there.
I don't know who the fuck any of these people are.
Devin Lloyd's a linebacker.
Devin Lloyd's probably the best prototype middle linebacker of the draft.
You know what? You talked me into it. I said linebacker. We're going with Devin Lloyd. Let's go. Fucking go. The fact that both of y'all agreed on it and y'all both said it was good, I trust y'all. Let's go.
Okay, so it's
Jeremy, you're up, buddy.
At 19, brother.
Saints. Okay.
I can see them going O-line here, man.
I really could.
I can see him going O-line or defensive line.
Yeah, because Cam Jordan's getting up there in age, and I know they still got Marcus Davenport.
But the thing is, what would help them compete more now?
They need offensive line help. If they're going to go with Jameis Winston as their quarterback, they need offensive line help.
Zion Johnson's going to give them the most help they need right now.
You think so?
See, I don't know this shit.
Zion Johnson's an interior O lineman. He can play anywhere on the inside. He just doesn't offer anything in terms of tackle potential. And I know that they got 2 good. I mean, they lost Taron Armstead to the Miami Dolphins. Ryan Ramczyk is probably the best right tackle in the league in terms of pass protection and all that.
All I know is.
So it's. I mean. Fuck.
Get Jameis some crab legs. Trade away the pick. Get Jameis some crab legs. He's in New Orleans. He gets all the crab legs at once in Orleans. All that good gumbo and stuff.
Oh God. I think I'm gonna reach here.
Okay. Let's get a reach.
I think I'm gonna go with Kenyon Green.
Wow, offensive lineman. Okay.
A different interior offensive lineman.
Texas A&M, right?
He's a big boy too.
Okay, so Matt's on the board, but before Matt jumps in on the board real quick with this pick, I just want to give everybody my scenario and my theory on this, okay? If Pickett is here,
that's my pick.
Okay,
that's my pick. You prefaced that perfectly. Pickett stays home, and he's going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback probably from 23 and beyond, unless he can beat out Trubisky. But I think they're dead set on giving Trubisky the run this year.
I agree with you. My reasoning for this pick is 1983 draft, Elway to Marino. Marino.
Fuck Elway forever.
Yeah, well, they were picked 21. They had a chance to get Marino. They took somebody else. Marino goes 6 picks later. Marino was a pick out of Pittsburgh. He would have sat behind Terry Bradshaw that year, and then they would probably moved on to him. And their 80s would have been completely different than what it was. Their 90s probably would have been different. We got to remember they had Cordell fucking Stewart as a quarterback in the Super Bowl.
I will never feel any sympathy for those teams.
Exactly. So, I mean, their defense was good. They had Jerome Bettis and they're running. But, I mean, I just think that still haunts them to this day. And they're not going to let another pick quarterback.
I have taught my 4-year-old to hate the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I can understand. I can definitely understand that. No, they take Johnny Manziel from the city. Johnny Manziel, show me the buddy. All right, the Patriots. Now, this is the thing with the Patriots. They got their guy. They got their guy at and I don't know what they do because I think the Patriots would definitely trade back.
Yeah, the Patriots will trade all the way back into the 50s and get a first-round pick next year.
Yeah, I'm definitely on that. But for some odd reason, I think if the Patriots – see, I don't even know. Yeah, I think they're going to take Johnson. I think they're not going to overthink that. I know they need interior offensive line help, but I think if he's sitting there, they're just going to take him.
They need somebody to replace Joe Thuney.
Yep, exactly.
So,
all right, Jeremy,
you're up.
So I'm picking for the Raiders. I'm picking for the Raiders, and we picked Devontae Adams.
You're up for the Packers. I know, because this is a trade. I know.
Yeah.
Hey, look, the Raiders already set with the first and second round pick, and I'm good with it.
Okay, but we're picking the Packers.
Damn it. I think they go with Jahan Dotson.
Huh.
The wide receiver.
You know what? I definitely would not be I don't disagree with you, but this is the problem. I think that the Green Bay Packers are allergic to picking wide receivers in the first round. I think literally they don't know how to do that. Like there's something in their body that does not allow them to pick. So I think somehow they're gonna fuck this shit up and take somebody that's not a first round wide receiver. If they don't trade up.
For the 23rd pick with the Arizona Cardinals. I got them going edge here. I think this is where the fall of Karlaftis stops. I think I think they go Karlaftis, especially losing Chandler Jones to the Raiders. Mm-hmm. I think this is where they fill that void. I'm not saying that he's going to beat Chandler Jones because that's impossible. Not many people on this earth are Chandler Jones, quality. But Karlaftis fits the bill for an edge player. He's one of those high motor guys, and he'll fit in out there in that defense. That's a fast defense out there. He'll fit right in.
See, now if you didn't pick him, I'd have picked him with the Dallas pick. So I like the pick.
And I was going to pick him at 28.
I really had Dallas getting Kenyon Green, man.
I'm going for a wide receiver right now. I'm just going to go with Treylon Burks. I think that if he's not there, if that guy's not there, or they're going to go wide receiver just because they got rid of Cooper. I know they signed Michael Gallup.
They don't need a receiver at this point, though. I mean,
But you know how Jerry Jones is.
I know, and that's the thing.
That's what's going to happen.
They need interior offensive line. They need
I agree.
They need interior defensive line.
But do you remember how they got their best interior offensive line, their best lineman that they got? Remember, that was a Johnny Manziel draft.
Yeah.
And the son had to basically go and stand that up there. He'll see all the receivers going and he'll take a receiver.
I know.
And that's just because he got rid of Cooper and just as one of those things. I don't think they should. I definitely agree. That's why I said I think they would take edge, but if they don't take edge, he'll start to go, oh, we need a receiver. We got to replace somebody. That's my opinion on Jerry Jones.
Jeremy, who you got Buffalo taking, man? This dude is wild, by the way.
I don't know what Buffalo really needs. I running back, in my opinion. I know there's not.
They can just throw anybody out there running back at this point.
I have them taking a running back, but I don't know if I want to switch it to an offensive tackle.
Do you have them taking Spiller or Walker?
What?
What running back did you have them taking? Just for
none of the ones you said.
Okay, never mind.
Fuck. I feel like it's either going to be Trevor Penning or Breece Hall.
Yep, I just saw him. I don't know why I skipped over him.
I could see them going to edge. Even though they just signed Von Miller, I could see them doubling down on edge. Because I think they're going to trade AJ Epinesa in the draft. I think he's going to be a draft day trade. Because I don't think he's been nearly as good as they thought he was going to
be. Sam, how bored are you at work right now, dog? Who you got, Jeremy? Flip a coin.
I can see him going interior D line here too.
For some odd reason, I have a feeling they're going.
Well, I was thinking, I just seen Devontae Wyatt.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go with Devontae Wyatt.
Okay. All right, making the selection 26 for the Titans. Matt, who is they looking for somebody to replace Julio Jones?
I don't think they're going to do that in the first round. I think that that could be a second or a third round kind of thing for them. I think that they're going to address the offensive line, and this is where I think they go Penning.
Okay, I got it. I mean, if Penning falls to, so what he selected, that's a great pick.
I think that's what it's going to be, just for the simple fact that they're a running team through and through. Even though they got AJ Brown, who is a monster receiver, he looks like a linebacker that can catch the ball. They have arguably the best running back in football right now, if not top three, Derrick Henry. And I think they're going
to No. He is. There is no argument. Fuck Jonathan Taylor. No. Derrick Henry is the best running back in the end. We wouldn't even know Jonathan Taylor's name if Derrick Henry did not get injured.
That's true. I mean, they need to invest in Derrick Henry by putting good run blocking offensive linemen in front of him. And
I agree.
Trevor Penning's biggest knock this draft season is the fact that he struggles with speed rush. So I think with them having a decent offensive line and decent tight ends down there to where they can actually help him if need be on the edge, but I think he might slide inside to the offensive guard position for his first year or two and be a mauler. That's what he's good at. He's good at run blocking.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go basically I'm going Tyler. I don't even know who this dude is, but I was going offensive line for the Bucks because of what happened in the playoffs right before they played the Rams, where they had offensive line injury. I definitely think they're going to. I know they have a great offensive line. I know that. Huh?
He's a center.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what he is. It says interior offensive lineman.
Did they lose Ryan Jensen?
So they lost somebody.
No, but Alex Kappa went to the Bengals, and Ali Marpet retired. So they have a need for guard. But I think Linderbaum is like a pure center, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know who the fuck Lindenbaum is. I'm not even joking. I have no clue. It said interior offensive lineman.
Your honesty is refreshing about this whole draft process.
Yeah, I have no clue. Free roster. Who do they have? Who's their center?
So
Ryan Jensen.
Yeah, he was a Baltimore Raven. That is a nasty dude right there.
So that's their center right now, right?
Yeah, he's an all-pro too. He's a monster. I was so sad when we lost. I'm sad we lost Bozeman to the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah,
that was rough.
Yeah, okay. So maybe look. We're getting to the parts where I have no fucking clue. Not even, I have.
Luckily, you got two people here that do.
I know. I'm just picking names. So, all right, Jeremy, Packers, second Packers pick. What are they doing here?
I think you say his name, Boye Mafe.
The edge guy from
Minnesota.
Okay. Minnesota. Every time I hear Minnesota now, I just think of the Timberwolves blowing a fucking 225-point leads in a game yesterday, or 2 nights ago.
He's supposedly the 5th best edge in the draft.
Okay.
So I get to make a Kansas City pick.
You do. Who are we taking? And I get to make the last one.
Okay. So, with your needs currently being listed in the top 3 as wide receiver, cornerback, and edge, I honestly think you're going to go with Kyer Elam, the cornerback. I think that you're going to make him your first. I mean, obviously you got back-to-back first-round picks, but I think that Elam fits the defense, and he kind of gives you guys the flexibility to play outside and inside. He can play slot corner, and he can play on the outside.
I completely agree with you. Unless and even if we trade for the Giants cornerback, Bradbury, whatever the fuck his name is, Bradford. I don't know why.
James Bradbury.
With this next pick, I had him taking a different cornerback. I had them taking a defensive tackle at 29.
Okay. So I think again, I don't think we're gonna be picking here. I think we would have already traded up for a receiver. But I do like the cornerback pick because even with getting the Bradbury from the Giants, I still think we go cornerback because we lost Ward. Our cornerback staff sucks. Fuck them, they suck. Okay, so we're definitely going receiver here because we need a damn receiver. And I asked one question: what were the receiver rankings, bitch? And they did not. Okay, who's the next receiver that's on the board? Who the fuck is George Pickens?
He's a pretty good wide receiver from Georgia, I believe.
But that's who we're going with if I can find him. How big is he? Wait, how big is he?
I think he's like 6 foot.
I think you're making a reach here.
I saw Pickens going in the 40s in the last couple of mock drafts I've read.
I don't even know.
The earliest I see him going is the 40s. I mean, I think he could fall back into the late.
The Chiefs
40s.
can draft whoever they want.
Oh, I know we going. I know we taking. I'm gonna tell you who we taking. I'm gonna tell you where's he at? We taking Sky Moore. You know why? Because his fucking name is Sky. Let's go. I don't know why, but I think that's a cool name. It's more of a woman's name. It's a team name, in my opinion.
That's a stripper name.
But Sky Moore with 2 Y's. Oh, I'm gonna love screaming. Take it to the sky. That's what we're taking. Boy, Jeremy, could you imagine if we had Mikolo and Sky on the same team? You sitting next to me at a bar while we going crazy. Mikolo, Sky. Oh yeah, it's gonna be amazing. Point blank in the story. Let's go.
Your Saturday morning hype
what it's really gonna be.
That Saturday morning hype is off the chain, man.
Sky. Yep. Okay. And then what? There's
2 picks left.
2 picks left. Yeah. I'm sorry. So we got. You know what? It was just hard seeing the Lions at the 32 pick. I know it's the Rams pick, but in my mind, seeing the Bengals and Lions, they just automatically went to last year's draft. I'm like, oh, we're done. Okay, so Bengals pick. Jeremy, who you taking?
Kyler Gordon.
Oh, okay. I mean, we know they addressed their.
I had the Chiefs taking. If the Chiefs were there at 30, I had them taking Kyler Gordon.
Listen, no. We should fucking not.
Yeah,
We're
you should
not
get
getting
Dawson Knox.
Dawson Crick. We're not getting 90s WB fucking sitcom names. No, we're not getting Dawson Knox. No.
Even though he's a good tight end, but okay.
I don't give a fuck. I don't want somebody named
The only
Dawson
reason
Knox.
Eric knows that Dawson's name is because he beat the fuck out of him.
Sorensen! And he's not on our team no more.
I think the Detroit Lions here go with Andrew Booth.
Now, that is interesting because it's kind of funny, but I would have them taking Ritter.
I don't think Ritter's a first-round quarterback.
I don't either, but it's the fucking Lions.
I mean, up until last year, Ritter was projected to switch to wide receiver in the NFL.
Up until last year, Pickett was like a 4th or 5th round draft pick.
Exactly.
Okay,
Look,
That just shows you how bad this draft is for quarterbacks.
Here's how much I think. Here's how much I think of the Lions. I have them taking Matt Corral.
Listen,
I don't think Corral's a first-round quarterback either, or how.
No, definitely not.
No, but they don't. I don't think Jared Goff is their quarterback. They know that. The Lions as an organization are fucking dumb. Like, I know we all love Dan Campbell. We all love his memes. We all love his quotes. But let's be real. We're giving him credit for losing close games.
Yeah.
Like, why? He has it, and he fucked up the whole entire fucking season by winning games. Motherfucker should have went 0-17. Like, that would have been a better thing, in my opinion, than winning 2 games or 3 games, whatever the fuck they won. So I just think as an organization, they have no fucking clue what they're doing. What they're doing. And
I don't trust Campbell to develop a quarterback in the first round.
I don't
Because
trust
there's no track
anybody.
record there. Now, if Jim Caldwell,
oh yeah, Jim Caldwell, yes.
if Jim Caldwell is still the coach,
yes.
Take Ritter, take Corral, take Sam Howell. Doesn't matter. I think Jim Caldwell can work wonders with young quarterbacks. He's got a proven track record behind it, but Dan Campbell doesn't.
But that was 2 coaches ago.
Yeah.
We forget there was a Matt Patricia era in there.
The awful Matt Patricia era. But I seriously don't believe that, Corral, or if you put this entire class of quarterbacks in next year's class, they're all 3rd and 4th round picks.
Oh, I completely agree.
Half of them are undrafted.
That's a fair assessment, because next year with Bryce Young coming out and Rattler having a chance for a bounce back year, and CJ Stroud, I think none of these guys would even sniff the first round.
No. This to me is one of those draft classes that it's just like the receivers are deep. There's, like I said, there's a lot of above average or average guys in the draft. A lot of these players, if you put them in next year's draft or last year's draft,
receiver is deep, bro.
Receiver is really deep. It's really, really deep. But
receiver and over.
Is there Jamar Chase? Is there Jalen Waddle?
No.
And that's what I'm saying. So it's deep, but it's deep average to above average.
But you can get serviceable players well into the 3rd or 4th round, as opposed to like those Jamar Chase draft. There was Jamar Chase, and then what other wide receiver do you remember from that draft class?
Waddle, Devontae Smith.
Right. Okay, that's 2.
That's 3. Waddle, Chase.
I'm saying that's 2 other receivers besides Jamar Chase. So then there was a discernible drop off in talent.
Oh yes, you're 100% right. 100%.
After that, but this class, we had like 4 or 5 receivers go in the first round in our mock draft.
Mm-hmm.
But you could throw a couple of those guys into the beginning of the second round as well.
Yeah.
And there's a couple guys that we didn't pick in the first round that could be surprise first round picks, such as George Pickens. He could be a first round pick to somebody like Kansas City or Detroit or somebody of that nature, and in the late 20s or the early 30s. But it's a solid class, from top to bottom. And I like the depth of the edge rushers this year too.
I do too.
I really think Ojabo,
good edge rushers.
Ojabo doesn't tear his ACL. Ojabo might be the first pass rusher off the board.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I honestly, I did a mock draft with a couple of my buddies in a group chat the other day. I think that the Ravens go Ojabo in round 2 if he's still there at 45, and if we stay at 45, which we hardly ever do.
Okay. So just speaking of the draft, I just pulled it up because in my head, I'm like, there's way more receivers than that last year. In last year's draft, you had the 3 we named, right? Now, then we had Kadarius Toney, which Kadarius Toney is about to get traded from the
I would
Giants.
take Kadarius Toney. I don't care what anybody says.
Then you have Rashad Bateman from Minnesota.
Yeah.
Then you had the New York Jets take Elijah Moore.
Yeah, he's
Rondale
good,
Moore.
Yeah, Rondale. He's in Arizona, right?
Yeah, you had 7 receivers in the first 2 rounds.
Right. I'm a huge Rashad Bateman fan, and I'll tell you this right now: Bateman was being mocked into the second round most of the time last year. Yep. He wasn't even supposed to be in the first round. We took him, and he ended up being really good, and I'm happy that we got him. But I was kind of like, first round wide receivers. We don't have a great track record with them between Perryman and a couple others, and then Hollywood just had his first 1,000-yard year this year.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing I think with receivers. I heard somebody, I forgot who it was, Adam Scheffner, whoever the fuck it was. Somebody said that, or Tom McShay said that they're judging by the salary, receivers have overtaken edge rushers as the second most valuable position outside of quarterback. I think that is a bullshit lie. I think that is completely bullshit. You can go through the league and find serviceable receivers depending on your quarterback. Because again, it all depends on your quarterback. If you don't have a quarterback that can get you the fucking ball, it doesn't matter what's going on. If your organization sucks, it doesn't matter what's going on. I think that, yes, you have a Devontae Adams, you have a Tyreek Hill, you will have a Justin Jefferson, you have a Michael Thomas. But at the same time, I think you can get tons of value. That's the one position where you can get value from second to fourth. DK Metcalf, second round draft pick. Miguel Hardman, second round draft pick. Like I'm those are the 2 that are coming off the top of my head. But you can literally get that is the one position. Fuck, the Packers have never had a first round draft pick as a receiver. We can name like 6 receivers in Aaron Rodgers' entire lifetime. And never did they pick in the first round.
Jordy Nelson, Devontae Adams, Donald Driver.
And so the 2 best receivers right now, were they taken in the first round? No,
they weren't.
So in my opinion, I think receivers is one of those positions where you can, and I agree with you. I would take Kadarius Toney too, but you could get tons of value, 2nd through 4th round pick, 6th, 7th, probably not. And getting into the 4th, it might be a little late, but depending on who your quarterback is, if you have one of the top 6, 7 quarterbacks, you're pretty fucking set. You'll be pretty good. I don't think it really matters who you pick. Now, if you unfortunately have you don't have a good quarterback like the Seahawks right now, or the Broncos. Yes, Jerry Jeudy, you need a first round pick. You need that speed. Was Sutton a first round pick? I don't think he was.
I think he was a 2nd or a 3rd round pick.
Yeah. So I'm just in my head just going. So yeah, the Miami Dolphins had to take first round pick. But if you don't have that, if you have a stable quarterback, you can just Antonio Brown wasn't a first round pick.
Yeah, I think he was a 5th round pick if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you do see my point now. Like we're literally Michael Thomas was a first round pick, right? Please say he was.
I don't think he was.
Okay, so I'm just making my case by naming people. So I think in the draft, every single draft that you have, receiver, no matter really how deep they are or
Michael Thomas was picked at 47.
Yeah, okay. So not how you can always find great talent, and it just depends on who your quarterback is. Some quarterbacks make players a lot better than what they are. I don't think it's the most valuable position because if it was, we would pay fucking Tyreek Hill. The Packers would have found some way to keep Devontae Adams.
And then you got teams like Jacksonville that give Christian Kirk $80 million.
And I think that's what happened.
Jacksonville fucked the market for everybody for almost every position.
No, fuck you. You did. You would still have Hill if you could have waited 2 more weeks to fucking sign Devontae Adams.
But here's
we were set with to pay him $20 million a year.
If you want to talk about teams ruining the salary cap and contracts for everybody, look no further than the Cleveland Browns. They just gave Deshaun Watson guaranteed money throughout that entire contract. There's nothing that's a bonus.
But this is a problem with that. Nobody gives a fuck because of the Browns.
But the thing is now quarterbacks are going to look at his deal as the benchmark for what they want.
And
So
I think
that fucks us. That fucks.
But I think GMs can say it's the fucking Browns. Shut the fuck up. Like they make dumb ass decisions.
They do, but okay. Listen here. I'm gonna look at it from this angle. Okay.
Right.
Cleveland does suck. They make terrible decisions through and through. I agree with you 100%. But now these quarterbacks agents are going to look at their teams and be like, Cleveland gave a quarterback that's never done anything noteworthy in the league $240 million guaranteed. So hypothetically speaking, the next two quarterbacks up for their contract extensions are Lamar Jackson and Kyler Murray. So Lamar Jackson has an MVP to his name. So Lamar's going to say, look what they did for him, and I got an MVP to my name, and I carry this team on my back. Kyler Murray is going to be doing the same thing. Imagine when Joe Burrow gets to his next contract.
That's the one I think resets the market. The other
he's going to reset the market because he might be the first $55 million a year quarterback.
I think Patrick reset the market with the $40 million. He could have asked for fully guaranteed. I think that I do agree with you on the guaranteed money. You're going to have people like Kyler Murray and Lamar Jackson. But again, I don't think the teams are going to pay that for them.
Then what are you going to do? You're going to chance losing them?
Yeah, and you're going to try. Look, I'm on 100%. I have no problem with this. If you do not pay a quarterback top dollar money unless they do top dollar fucking shit. Kyler Murray has been to the playoffs one fucking time. No, and you lost. No.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
No,
I agree with you and here's the thing. In today's day and age, with the salary cap the way it's structured, and you needing other pieces to pick around, I think teams should take a college-like approach. You get 5 years out of this kid. If he can't win you a Super Bowl, let him walk. You draft the next one.
Mm-hmm.
So that way you're never going to jeopardize your team's salary cap around a quarterback unless he warrants it by a Super Bowl.
Now, if the quarterback is smart and is willing to take less money and do things, I'm fine with that. But again, the Lions with Matthew Stafford, your Ravens with Joe Flacco. You had to pay him. I get it.
Oh, we had no choice.
Yeah, but you tried to pay him earlier. But again, I might have let his ass fucking walk.
Here's the issue I see with that reasoning. Teams move on from coaches so quick.
That's true.
So you have to agree to keep that coach for that 5 years.
I believe in that though, because the thing is with the ever changing rosters of the league, there's no loyalty to the players, and there's even less to the coaches. You can't bring a coach in with 53 guys that he didn't pick. It takes at least 2 or 3 years to implement a system. Look at our teams in this show right here. Kansas City has had longevity with Andy Reid. But Andy Reid needed 3 years to get everybody in there that could play in his system and draft guys that fit into his system. With the Ravens, Harbaugh has a system, and it took him 4 years to implement his system before it showed results in the form of a Super Bowl championship. So yes, I completely agree with you that if you're going to give these quarterbacks 4 or 5 years before you let them go, the coach needs to get the same benefit of the doubt.
I would agree with that only in certain cases. Like if you are showing progression, like Cliff Kingsbury, I hate him. I think he's a horrible fun coach.
Well, he shouldn't have been hired in the first place.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I would not fire him because they've gotten better every year. So I have even though they haven't won a Super Bowl, it's very similar to me like the NBA. They do it. You have that where you draft a player, you draft a team, you get good, you get close to the playoffs, then you make the playoffs, then you win a playoff game or series, and that's kind of what But if you're like Urban Meyer, fuck you, you're fired. If you're like Brian Flores, should not have been fired in my opinion.
Brian Flores should be the head coach of the Miami Dolphins right now, no doubt about it.
Yeah,
or he should have been. The fact that Josh McDaniels got another chance to coach before Flores got another head coaching job is astounding. And I'm not hating on the Raiders at all.
I am.
But that's an interdivision rivalry there.
I don't listen to Eric most of the time.
It doesn't equate in terms of Josh McDaniels getting another opportunity when Brian Flores improved that team significantly and got shit canned for no reason.
Well, it's just, I would have never fired him. He got shit canned horribly. But I mean, the same thing happened with the Cardinals before Cliff Kingsbury.
You're right.
They had 1 year. I mean, we see that. I mean, unless your name is Adam Gase or fucking Jeff Fisher.
Jeff Fisher's the most mediocre coach I've ever seen in my life.
And he's fucking parlayed it in like fucking 20 years of coaching.
And he has a losing record.
Off of losing a Super Bowl.
Right. Now, to kind of parlay back to circle back to the Vegas Raiders. With the team that they got structured right now, I really think that McDaniels has a 2-year window before that ownership. It just seems like your ownership group makes hasty decisions in terms of coaching and general managers. When you guys got talent and you guys got a hell of a running back over there. I like Derek Carr. I think Derek Carr is a very good quarterback. Hunter Renfro, Devontae Adams now. You got Darren Waller. I love Darren Waller. I love him as a Raven. I'm glad he's sober and got his life together. And that defense, man, is going to be insane this year, especially with Max Crosby and Chandler Jones bookending that pass rush.
It's not going to be that great if we keep Abrams in coverage.
Well, that's what the draft is for. Go out there and
we ain't got a pick in the first. I mean, I'm glad the Raiders don't have a first round pick. As much as we fucked up the first round pick the last
Well, nobody thought that Henry Ruggs was going to play Grand Theft Auto in real life and ruin his life in one night. And I thought Henry Ruggs was going to be one of the top 20 receivers in the next couple of years. He just had the makings of it completely.
Listen, to jump back on that, we actually been to Top Golf. We were at the same Top Golf that he went to. I don't know how the fuck he got so damn drunk because they don't have alcohol in their motherfucking drinks. It is the most water. They literally had to serve him nonstop for like 7 hours because I'm a lightweight and I drink cranberry and vodka and I had 4 and wasn't even buzzed.
I'm 8 years sober next month. So
congratulations.
I don't partake in the drinking festivities anymore, but when I used to drink, vodka and cranberry was my go-to as well.
That's my drink.
But I like you guys, man. I to be completely honest with you, if I'm not running with the Ravens on Madden, I run with the Raiders. And
see, here's my thing. I love what the Raiders have done this offseason. We have to see what they do in the draft. My worry, just like Eric's. Look, Sam, I'm about to motherfucking. Bro, if I
could see you reading it with your
computer, I would choke the shit out of you.
I could see you reading it with your eyes. I could see you.
The disdain in your eyes was.
It was telling. So fucking hilarious. Anyway, go ahead back what you're saying. I hope you didn't go straight.
Yes, I think McDaniel's window is 2 to 3 years. But I think it's shorter if he tries to implement the Patriot way. If he does what he says he's going to do and what other players that he's brought in has said he's going to do and create his own way and his own culture or whatever and not try to be the Patriots, then I think we'll see good things out of him. But, I mean, we just got to wait and see.
The only way you can do the Patriot way is if you got Bill Belichick, man.
The only way you can do the Patriot way is if you have Tom Brady.
Fair enough.
You got to have both of them. You got to have both.
Speaking of Tom Brady, I don't know about how you guys feel about Tom Brady, but
I hate him.
Ever since he got to Tampa Bay, he has been one of the most likable football players I've ever seen in my entire life.
I don't give a fuck if he is the nicest person in the world. I don't really give a fuck.
I dislike Tampa.
When I hear his name, all I think is 2002.
I dislike Tampa Tom more than I
2001.
dislike Patriots Tom. Because now in my head, it's like, wait, this is who you were the whole time? So for the past 20 fucking years, you've been putting on a fucking fake shit act? Shut the fuck up. No. I don't trust him. I do not trust his ass at all. I think he has the world. That dude is so fucking smart. And everything he does is so
calculated.
Yes, calculate. He has the world eating out of his fucking palm. If he was a dictator, he'd be the worst dictator in the world. He is the most manipulative person I think I've ever seen. And I'm just looking at him. I'm like, you're good. I like your hustle. I get it, but I fucking can't stand you. Greatest quarterback of all time. I respect everything he does on the field.
When he won a Super Bowl in Tampa, I know it was the best. He was the best ever. I thought it was.
He's made it seem like everybody. Also, what he's done, Michael Jordan shit. We don't know in the NFL right now because he's still playing. In 5 to 10 years, the comparison between look what Brady did. We see the Patriots fucking fans do it now. They're fucking horrible sometimes. So I think he ruined winning championships. Patrick Mahomes won one. Well, he just won one. When's he gonna win his next one? Shut the fuck up! Do you know how many quarterbacks don't win another fucking Super Bowl? Stop it! So, yeah, fuck him. Fuck Belichick. Fuck the whole Patriot shit. And fuck Tampa Tom. I hope he loses every day.
Okay, Tampa Tom is funny with his Instagram videos with Gronk when they're sitting there in the little lawn chairs with their feet in the kiddie pool. The shit is hilarious.
Nah, he's annoying there.
Come on, man.
Even that dumbass thing.
Get the hate out of your heart for 1 second.
That dumbass, the one where he took the ball and he caught it out of the catching machine and then he threw it back in?
Uh-huh.
Do you know how many fucking people could do that play quarterback? Do you know how many college people that could do that? I was just like, that's fucking, and everybody's like, Tom. You know why else I hate Tom? Patriots fans. That's another reason.
Well,
Patriots fans. Not you, Lewis, if you're still on here. I love you.
They're insufferable. Fans. No, they're absolutely insufferable.
One of our good friends, one of my best, is a Patriots fan. And he's made it insufferable. And the fact that when Tom Brady left, all of them became Bucs fans for a year. And then the fact that they're talking about Matt Jones, baby Brady.
They deserve whatever happens to them because we all sat through Brady for 20 years in New England. And those 6 Super Bowls. And the arrogance.
Dynasty, the Patriots dynasty can fucking burn for all I care.
It's burning to the ground right now.
Look,
Mac Jones is not going to be
every time I hear that motherfucker's name and the word Patriots, I think of the Tuck Rule.
Yeah, that was a wild
just
time.
Punched Brady in the mouth.
Hey, it's not to rub it in, but I was talking the other day with one of my coworkers, just thinking about the early 2000s. That AFC Championship game that we had with you guys in 2000 when we won. That shit was a brutal. I was watching that special on the NFL Network on online and all that. They were just brutal matches. But I remember when Tony Saragusa broke Rich Gannon's collarbone. That was one of the wildest hits I ever seen a defensive tackle make on a quarterback, and it wasn't flagged.
Right, it was back in the day where you could actually hit people.
Yeah.
Fuck the Chiefs when they fucking let go of Rich Gannon, motherfuckers. I was so fucking pissed. I was so pissed.
And then Rich Gannon went on to have a great career with the Raiders.
Because we kept Elvis fucking Gerback. Does anybody remember who the fuck Elvis Gerback is? No.
Oh, no, thank you. Thank you for giving us Elvis Gerback for a year.
Hey, doesn't he look good in silver and black?
That is so fucking petty.
I was like, even to this day, I still like I hate that. Like, it's just I'm not even gonna lie. I was rooting for Rich Gannon to get his ass fucking beat every single time he played in the Super Bowl. I was so happy when they got their ass fucking toasted because I was pissed at the Chiefs for letting him go, and then I was pissed that he went to the Raiders and did good. Like, how the fuck you go to the Raiders? Go to fucking somebody else.
I was happy when we honestly at first I was happy when we got Gerback because of the stats he put up with you guys. And then I saw that he was, floating hot fucking garbage, burning in a dumpster during a flood. And It was just
That
awful.
was the problem. He put up great stats, but he was often injured. And when it came to playoffs, he was fucking shit.
Well, the only thing I'll say in the defense of Gerback is, number one, our wide receivers weren't that good the following year. And Jamal Lewis tore his ACL the first day of training camp, coming off of his rookie year, winning the Super Bowl with us. So when you have Terry Allen as your running back, who was like being held together by, bubble gum and paper clips, and then we let a lot of the defense go that next year, he didn't really have he was kind of, a little bit behind the eight ball when he got there, but he just ended up being a douchebag, to the media.
That's how he was. He's an asshole.
Well,
his name is fucking Elvis.
His mother must have loved Elvis Presley.
He grew up with the name Elvis Gerback. And this isn't today's growing up. This is when people were fucking named me.
Let's see how well you know your teams.
Okay.
The day you became a fan of your team, who was the running back?
Ours was Eric Rett, I believe. 96.
You all right, Eric?
I am. I'm just waiting. Am I supposed to go too?
Yeah.
Mine was Christian Okoye, the Nigerian Nightmare.
Mine was Bo Jackson.
Him and JJ Burton. Yeah,
how old are you guys? Jackson. Holy shit.
I'm 40.
I'm 30.
I was born in 82.
I'm 33.
Jeremy, how old are you again? 35?
37.
37.
Different. Okay, so we're all like different eras then. Yeah. Because.
I'm not even gonna go off on Alex Smith right now. He's retired.
I can see the contempt on your face.
I can't stand him.
Who?
I hate Alex Smith with a passion. I don't think I do not. I liked him in Washington. I liked him with the Niners. I hated him with the Chiefs.
Why?
There's a lot of reasons. I come up with stupid theories and I stick to them.
Okay, fair enough.
And then it takes us a long time to get him to admit that Alex Smith was a good quarterback for the Chiefs.
No, the fuck he wasn't. He wasn't a bad quarterback. My biggest reason was, one, I didn't want them to trade for a quarterback. I didn't want another San Francisco 49ers quarterback. As you can see, Elvis Gerback. So I didn't want another San Francisco 49ers quarterback that they had before then. I would rather them have drafted one because at that point in time we didn't. And then as soon as he left, the immediately next season, we're in the AFC Championship. So then my hatred for him just fucking grew. It was like, you piece of shit, motherfucking. And he had 2 blown playoff leads, the Colts and the Titans. Marcus Mariota threw a touchdown pass to his fucking self. I know that's not his fault. That's not his fault at all. But Alex Smith happened to be the quarterback of that game for our team after giving up a 20-point lead. So there's a lot of shit. I don't know. He didn't throw deep. There's a lot of shit that just bothered me. Yeah. And then, so I just didn't like it.
He was a model of consistency, though.
A model of consistency, hot fucking garbage. He was an average quarterback.
Dude, you're acting like you had Kyle Bowler in Kansas City. I don't want to hear shit about Alex Smith.
I'm not talking shit.
I don't want to hear shit about your quarterback.
I don't care. Nobody, hold on. Because we had a shitty quarterback and we got an average fucking quarterback, now I should be fucking happy?
Hold on.
Fuck that.
In the last couple decades, you guys have had maybe 5 quarterbacks, correct? Alex Smith, Trent Green, Elvis Gerback, and Pat Mahomes.
You're forgetting Matt Castle. We've had a shit ton.
But Matt Castle had a good year with you guys.
You remember, we got the number 1 overall pick with Eric Fisher. We were bad for a good little minute.
Before Lamar Jackson and Joe Flacco, let me remind you who I had to sit through. Trent Dilfer, Tony Banks, Scott Mitchell, Stoney Case, Vinny Testaverde.
Look, I only got
how many Super Bowls did you get with them?
Huh?
How many Super Bowls did you get with them?
1. We got one with Dilfer and we got one with Flacco. And Flacco was here for 10 years.
So you got a Super Bowl. You got 2 Super Bowls in the same in 20 years, 30 years, and you're complaining about your fucking quarterbacks?
Look, I got
Stop
the
it. That's not the same shit.
I got the one to take the
You had
cake
a
on
Super
all
Bowl?
of them.
You got a Super Bowl, shit quarterbacks, Super Bowl, Lamar Jackson. We had Montana, Elvis Durback, Trent Green, a whole bunch of shitty ass motherfuckers in there. The first quarterback we drafted in the first round since 1983 was fucking Patrick Mahomes in 2017.
But I got the one quarterback to beat all your bad quarterbacks.
So I was one when we
Jamarcus
drafted.
Russell.
I was one when we drafted him. So no,
I see the pain.
Wasn't bad. He was just that guy that in my mind we were ready to take another step.
Yeah, we never had Jamarcus Russell, so we're good with that.
No, Jamarcus Russell.
Jamarcus Russell was a left tackle that could throw the ball.
I mean, we could also go Darius Hayward-Bay.
Hey, he's a Maryland Terp. I have a soft spot for him.
There was Jeremy Macklin.
I like Hayward-Bay, but
and Michael Crabtree sitting on the board at that time.
But I have the one quarterback to beat all of your bad quarterbacks.
You have fucking Nathan Peterman on your team. Stop it. You have 2.
Jamarcus Russell.
It doesn't matter. You have 2. You have Nathan Peterman and Jamarcus Russell. At any party, any conversation, when you talk about shitty quarterbacks, your shitty quarterbacks, 2 of them trump everybody's, besides the Lions.
No.
And the Browns.
Jamarcus Russell beats every shitty quarterback.
No. The Browns drafted Brandon Weeden. I mean, they drafted fucking a shit ton of people. I mean, Browns and Lions.
Browns, Lions.
Yeah, but when they gave them film to study that was
Jacksonville.
blank, did they go home and watch it and realize it was blank and tell them it was blank, or did they go home, say they watched it, and then said, "Oh yeah, I watched it.
We all know
It's
that
good.
fucking story.
I got it."
We all know that story,
blank.
but you act like. But this is the problem with Jamarcus Russell. Jamarcus Russell just didn't want to fucking play, but he had talent. Brandon Weeden was a 28-year-old fucking pitcher that had Tommy John surgery.
He had talent at the donut shop.
He could still throw the ball 50 yards with a flick of his wrist.
Talent at the donut shop.
No, it wasn't the donut shop.
Get
it right. It was the purple drink.
He could eat some donuts.
It was Robitussin mixed with Coricidin. That's what he was fucking on. Deshaun Kaiser, yeah. No, nobody's worse than Russell Wilson. I mean, Jamarcus Russell. The fact that he showed up to camp 60 pounds heavier, the fact that he literally drank the purple drink, the fact that the story he's saying is actually true and it's told by a player that he didn't go, they gave him a blank disc and asked him, we're going to run these plays. They asked him the next day, said, hey, what plays do you like? He said, I like all of them. It's fucking good. I can do all of it, coach. And then they looked at him as like the disc was fucking blank. So that's like a true story that has came out. I completely heard that. And he tried to make a comeback and nobody gave a fuck. But I mean, but real talk, y'all had some great quarterbacks in between then. I mean, y'all got some great quarterbacks. It's not like you're quarterback hell. I mean, y'all have had some great quarterbacks.
Yeah.
The Lions have never had anybody. And then they had to watch their quarterback who sucked for 12 years go win a Super Bowl. The Browns had to watch their team go win a Super Bowl.
I don't care how much people say that I was just reading this comment. Hey, nothing made me happier than seeing Cincinnati lose in the biggest game of the year. Their fans have surpassed Cleveland Browns fans as one of the most obnoxious in the entire league.
Yeah, but that's not also their fault, though. That's also
it is.
Fault. No, that's the media's fault because Joe Burrow has become a fucking thing of legend. The media, he's amazing. I love him.
And I will say this: they will never reach that height again.
Oh, hell no. No, they had the whole AFC North was down. The 1 year the whole AFC North is down, they just happen to be good.
Yep.
I agree with you. They shouldn't have beat the Raiders in the playoffs. So I know that I do not think they're gonna. That was a miracle. Remember the Carolina Panthers run with Jake Delhomme.
Mm-hmm.
That's the type of shit we're talking about. We see this every so often. We see those teams that come out of nowhere because the Chiefs didn't give a fuck because we can't fucking score in the second half. God damn it. I don't even talk about that game. Fuck them. Fuck the Bengals. But yeah, I agree with you. Fuck the Bengals. But I do like Joe Burrow. I'm not even gonna lie. And Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase is a beast. So I mean, they got some stars that they can promote, and the media's jumped all over them.
And this team that they assembled, they're gonna have to pay the piper eventually, because you're gonna see Jamar Chase be the first $35 million a year wide receiver, and Joe Burrow might be the first $55 million a year quarterback. Mm-hmm. So you can't pay 2/3 of your salary cap to two players.
But
that team's going to blow up in exciting fashion, and I cannot wait to see that melt.
I don't think that's how they're going to melt, because the salary cap will raise. Remember, Patrick Mahomes was the first $40 million quarterback, and now there's 5.
So hypothetically speaking, if the cap goes to $240 million in the next 3 years,
yeah,
you're still gonna commit $85 million of your cap to two guys while still having to field 51 more.
They have no choice. They have to.
Oh, they're gonna have to, and then they're gonna suck because they're gonna have to let
go
of
Higgins. I agree with you.
They're gonna have to let go of Boyd. They're gonna have to let go of Henderson. They're gonna have to let go of a lot of their guys.
Well, we know the same thing that happened with the Seahawks when they had to start paying players. We've seen this happen. They're a young team. They have a couple years before they have to pay. They're going to have to capitalize. If they don't capitalize, and let's say they don't make the playoffs, or they don't consistently then you're going to see a change. They'll pay Burrow, but they won't play Chase. They have to go and win a Super Bowl. And again, I don't think that's going to happen, because I think the AFC North is going to be good. I think they just happened. Everybody was injured. Everybody was down, and they came out of fucking nowhere.
The team that worries me the most is still the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think they're a competent quarterback away from being good again.
I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm going to tell you who the Pittsburgh Steelers should go pick up, okay? I'm going to let you know this right now. There's one person they should go pick up, and this is the only team that I actually think he will do extremely well for. They should go get Baker Mayfield.
They're not going to get him unless he gets released.
They should go.
I agree with you. Baker Mayfield is a Pittsburgh kind of quarterback.
For 2 reasons.
Arrogance, douchiness, and he's got a half a decent arm.
He's better than any quarterback in the draft right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
I think we are too.
A pissed off Baker Mayfield playing against Cleveland. We got to remember, he has consistently played with the chip on his shoulder. So Oklahoma, the Heisman Trophy, after his first year, the chip, I'm going to make this. I'm going to be better. And he gets to play Cleveland twice and gets a chance to fuck them up and win the division and show everybody I'm better. That is the place he succeeds.
Because Pittsburgh just made a very under the radar move, and I know I'm a little bit biased, but Miles Boykin is going to get a very good opportunity there.
And if they go and get him.
Well, they claimed him off waivers. He's there.
No, not Miles Boykins. I know they got Miles Boykins. If they go get Baker.
If they get Baker, that's going to be trouble.
I think he works well there. I think with Seahawks, Carolina, I don't think he works. He may work good, but they're not committed to him.
Oh, they're not going to be. I think they're going to try and buy low on him. And if one of those teams can manage to get Baker for anything less than a first round pick, I think they're going to jump at that opportunity. Honestly, personally, I think they are.
I agree, but I think that it'll be one of those things where he's kind of like a bridge quarterback for them. They don't have.
Oh, he's going to definitely be a bridge quarterback. I mean, I can see him go. I can see Baker going somewhere like Houston if this experiment with Davis Mills doesn't work out. In the next offseason, when Baker hits the open market, I could see him going to Houston. I could see him going to Miami. I could see him going one of those places that are a quarterback away from being legitimate contenders. And here's the thing. I hated Baker Mayfield because he was a Cleveland Brown. But when you really look at his body of work, the dude pushes through injuries. He plays decently. He has a turnover problem, but I would take Baker Mayfield before I take half of the other quarterbacks in the league.
Oh, I agree. I would take Baker Mayfield before I took a lot of quarterbacks. I hated him, again, for a couple reasons. One, progressive. I do not like. I have a problem when you. I just got tired of seeing him. He's great in press commercials. 2, this is gonna be like, I'm not even joking. This is some straight bullshit. When Baker Mayfield came in as a rookie and he did something good for the Browns, everybody was talking about how great he was gonna be. Oh my God, Baker Mayfield's gonna be the next best thing. And Patrick Mahomes, meanwhile, was throwing for 50-5 in that same season. And everybody was talking about how Patrick Mahomes is going to hit a sophomore slump. But nobody was saying that shit for Baker. So, real talk, I hated Baker for that shit. I was like, fuck this bitch. Patrick, even if he... So, yeah. But I actually... And now, after watching that interview, I watched the whole interview that he did in the podcast.
I can't get through it.
I think I respect his talent. I don't hate's a bad word. No, fuck it. I'm not sugarcoating shit. I respect his talent. I respect all NFL players. To me, he's just that guy that he's the definition of a fucking diva. He's the definition of the kid that we all knew that took their ball and went fucking home. And I just at this age, he cares more about, to me, his celebrity than he does. And yes, he played hurt. But that might have been the worst thing he fucking did. And I'm tired of us as people outside of football. Oh, we're going to celebrate them for playing fucking hurt. Players, stop it. Every time you play hurt, you get fucked. Stop doing that shit. We saw what happened with Antonio Brown. We saw what happened with Isaiah Thomas from Boston. Teams don't give a fuck about you. Stop playing hurt. If he wouldn't have played hurt, he'd probably still be in Cleveland right now.
That's a fair assessment.
Shut that shit down, he'd still be in Cleveland. So, yeah, I played hurt with the torn label. Nobody gives a fuck. You sucked. You're better than me. I couldn't go through that pain. I'm not even gonna lie with that shit. But I think he needs that drive. And if he goes anyplace else, I actually think he becomes a backup quarterback. Because Seattle's not winning that division with the Baker Mayfield. They're not. The Panthers aren't winning that division.
Well, that's because those divisions still belong to LA and Tampa.
Yeah. So the best that maybe they could do, maybe sneak in the playoffs, but realistically, no.
I would be interested to see Seattle with Baker because he's got to be better than Drew Lock and Geno Smith.
Listen, I like Drew Lock. Y'all leave Drew Lock alone.
He sucks.
Stop it right now.
He sucks.
Stop it right now. He doesn't suck.
I watched him in a week 3 game last year play against us, and he was absolutely atrocious.
Yeah, but again, I'm not saying that he's horrible. He's great. He's still young. I put a lot of that on the coaching staff. Like, I've watched him play multiple games. There's something I like about Drew Lock. I don't know what it is. Maybe he looks like he should still be in high school. Maybe because he has swagger.
Maybe you should go without being high for a couple hours and then watch it. And then give us your real reaction.
What?
Maybe you should go without being high for a couple hours, then watch some film on him, and then come back and tell us your real reaction.
Well, you're getting my real reaction.
This fake love for Drew Lock is.
I don't love him. I just like him. He's got swagger. I would love him as a backup quarterback on my team. I think he's cool.
Go watch film without being high.
But that's the problem. That wouldn't be my real take.
I think it's clouded your judgment.
When have you ever known me not to be high? So, I mean, like, that's real talk.
You definitely live your life on your own accord, don't you, my man?
I definitely do. I have this weird thing. Like, I told you, I come up with theories. I come up with things. So, like, I hate Baker, but I like Drew Lock.
Which is the most irrational thing in the entire world, but okay.
I know, and I know it's irrational. It makes no sense. But for some odd reason, like, there's something I like about Drew Lock. I would rather. I'm not saying he's going to succeed. No, he's probably a hot garbage quarterback. But I'm rooting for him to be good. And I just think with the Broncos getting a fresh start, a coach that's way better, he might actually be able to pull something out of him. I believe the same thing with Mitchell Trubisky. But I think a lot of times, Drew Lock, I think Mitchell Trubisky has a way better chance of being better than Drew Lock. Just something about him is like, dude, I would love to have a beer with you and hang out with you. I bet you he looks like he smokes weed.
I think Pete Carroll is past his prime of pulling something good out of a quarterback.
That's probably true, but Drew Lock,
he never had to.
So, I mean, he looks like he gets high.
Russell Wilson won his Super Bowl his rookie year, and he never got anything else out of him after that.
No, Russell Wilson didn't win him a Super Bowl his rookie year.
He was a rookie when he won the Super Bowl.
Their defense did.
I'm
And
saying
he wasn't a rookie. He wasn't a
I'm
rookie.
saying Russell Wilson was a rookie.
No, he wasn't.
When they
He lost to Robert Griffin III in the first round of the playoffs when Robert Griffin III tore his knee. He wasn't a rookie when he won a Super Bowl. I think he was
he was a second. I thought he was a
second year,
for some
and
reason.
he didn't win his Super Bowl. The defense did.
But what
They
I'm
beat
saying
the
is
shit out of Peyton Manning.
Pete Carroll's got nothing out of him afterwards.
Well,
So-
is that because Russell Wilson is overrated as shit? Or is that because Pete Carroll got nothing out of him?
I think it might be a little bit of a mix of both.
Okay.
I think Denver needed to make a move because I think Denver was 100% anticipating Aaron Rodgers being their quarterback this year, 100%. And there's no way of getting around that. So I think they did the next best thing, and that was trading for Russ.
I agree.
So is Russ going to be good for them? Yes, but they sacrificed a lot. Draft picks plus Noah Fant. And for what? The whole point is Russell's never had a good tight end to throw the ball to. And then you literally trade one of the best pass catchers who's a good tight end in the trade. I honestly thought Cortland Sutton was going to Seattle.
Does anybody have a Carson Wentz feeling to the Colts about this Russell Wilson to Broncos besides just me?
No, I don't think it's gonna be that. I don't think it's gonna be that bad. Because Carson Wentz is terrible.
Yeah, but I mean they had 2 games to make the playoffs. And he just collapsed. But I mean, realistically, like it's not like they were 4-12. If he would beat the Raiders or the Jaguars, they'd been in the playoffs.
Russell Wilson was reactionary because of a couple things. The Aaron Rodgers extension, and it was reactionary to seeing LA trade for Khalil Mack and sign JC Jackson. They saw what Green Bay was doing, or what Arizona or what Las Vegas was doing with Chandler and Devontae. So the Broncos went out and added Randy Gregory, and they traded for Russell Wilson while sacrificing their immediate future. It was an arms race. That's what it was, and I think that Denver kind of took the biggest leap of faith out of everybody in the AFC West.
Well, Denver had to go out and get a veteran quarterback because we all know Horsetooth can't fucking draft a quarterback to save his life.
He can. He won a Super Bowl off of a surgically reconstructed Peyton Manning.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the Broncos know that this is a do or die kind of moment for them, because if not, they're going to blow the entire thing up, starting with the general manager. And then they're going to have to get a whole new slew of players in there to fit whatever coach that comes with them. So yeah, that was a Hail Mary by Elway for sure, because you could have attained a younger quarterback for a lot less draft capital, and you could have probably held on to Noah Fant as well.
Lastly, I just want to touch on this real quick. See your guys' opinion on it before we get off. I'm thinking, and I've been thinking this for a while, I think the Tom Brady to Tampa and what Tampa did to Tom Brady gave so much more of these quarterbacks empowerment. Of course, Stafford getting traded to the Rams and winning the Super Bowl, but remember, Tom did that in the first year. He went to there, won the Super Bowl, but we saw everything Tampa did. I think that's what the quarterbacks want, because we started hearing rumors, Rodgers isn't happy last year because of the draft or whatever. But I guarantee you they gave him tons of more control with decisions, and that's why he stayed. Started hearing this with Russell Wilson. I think a lot of these quarterbacks, and then we saw with Matt Stafford, I think a lot of these quarterbacks are thinking the same thing. Oh, my team's not giving me what I fucking want, so I need to go to a new team to get what the fuck I want, and I should be able to do everything that I want, and I'm going to win like Matthew Stafford and Tom Brady. I don't think that's going to work. I think we're having a run of that, and teams are thinking, oh, if we get a veteran quarterback, we're only a piece away, like the Buccaneers were and like the Rams were. We're going to go ahead and win the Super Bowl. I think we're in a couple of years, we're going to look at a lot of these trades and go, these were fucking horrible. Just like when we used to give coaches the general manager position. Remember that slew that we had where coaches were the general manager too? And they were making all their picks. And it only works with Belichick and a couple people. It only works in a couple instances where this happens. But I think that's including the Browns. I think that's what's happening. Everybody thinks, oh, we get a top-notch quarterback with the teams we have. we could do what the Rams and the Bucks did. What do you guys think about that?
Here's the thing. When you look at the Bucks, everybody focuses on what Tom Brady did as the key in terms of what you were saying is 100% true. But look at all the other players that joined the cause.
Oh yeah,
and sacrificed monetarily to make it work. And Ndamukong Suh, Jason Pierre-Paul, Leonard Fournette gave up millions to go for the ring.
Yep.
Antonio Brown, they got a solid year at it, year and a half of play out of him.
Came out of retirement.
Gronk came out to come play with Brady. So it was a lot of people making sacrifices for that thing. And the thing is, I agree with you 100%, and I take this stance with people that I talk sports with. Everybody's making these crazy moves for quarterbacks and for this and that, but when it's time to look at the end result in 3 or 4 years, 95% of these deals are going to look terrible because only one team wins the Super Bowl every year. So Denver needs to win a Super Bowl in the time frame that Russ Wilson is a Bronco, or it's going to look insane. It's going to look insane.
Yep.
And Denver's the third best team in their division.
Exactly. Even with their quarterback.
Even with Russ, they didn't make any. Russell Wilson was a big name move, but they didn't make any traction upward in the division standings.
You're right.
LA too. LA traded for Khalil Mack. Of course, they didn't give up a lot. And then they signed J.C. Jackson. They re-signed Mike Williams. Okay, but Herbert, like you said, is hot and cold.
Mm-hmm.
The Herbert that I saw play in Baltimore last year, we stomped a mud hole in him.
Mm-hmm.
He had one of his worst games of his career against us. They looked flat. And then the next week he threw for 400 yards.
Exactly.
So Herbert looks good on paper, and people want to have faith in him, and I get it. But I don't think Herbert is going to be in a position now, as long as Pat Mahomes is still a Kansas City Chief.
Yep. As
long as Derek Carr is still leading the Raiders, he's going to be the third best quarterback. He might be the worst quarterback in that division. Mm-hmm. And I hate to say that, because Russ is good. I think Russ is better than Herbert. If you put Russ on the Chargers and you put Herbert on the Broncos, the Chargers are a Super Bowl team.
Yeah, with that defense, definitely. Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Defense,
so
they have everything. Defense, running game, receivers.
Jeremy, I'm curious to hear what you think about it, because I know I gave my piece on it, and I wanted to, hear your side of it at least.
As far as the quarterback thing,
just the mortgaging of the futures in general.
Look, I don't like mortgaging the future at all. I think with college players these days, you're getting enough talent coming out of the draft. And I don't feel like you need to sell the farm to really bring anybody in. And I know the Raiders made Devontae Adams the highest paid receiver for a week and a half. I mean, the Raiders have also, just look at Carr's contract. Yeah. I know everybody is pushing this narrative that, he's getting 40.5 a year and blah, blah, blah. This year he gets 29.5. Next year is 33. And they have an opt-out after the first year with a $5 million dead cap. But
your team was smart to go in because you were in the playoffs. So that makes kind of sense.
Wilson on the Broncos, I don't think it improves them that much because they lost so much.
He brings leadership, though. And
he brings leadership. He also, when they signed him, they also had a fire in their football stadium after they signed him. So,
but does he?
But they got 3 good receivers over there that could use somebody like Russ for a year or two. Sutton, Judy, and Patrick is a decent group of wide receivers.
You're right there.
But after he came back from his injury, his thumb injury or whatever it was last season, he wasn't that good.
Yeah,
he didn't play that great.
I have a question for you, Jeremy. I know that you guys want to wrap up, and it's a Raiders question. Is there any fear in the back of your mind about Devontae playing with somebody that's not Aaron Rodgers?
No.
Okay.
And I know it's been 8 years since they were in college, but they've kept in contact. They've worked out with each other in off seasons.
Okay, that's a fair answer because
And I mean,
a lot of
in
people
college,
have that.
Derek Carr made Devontae Adams, and Devontae Adams made Derek Carr in college.
Okay, that's fair enough because a lot of people in the national media are like, "Oh, is he going to be as good without Aaron Rodgers throwing the ball?"
But see, I don't think he needs to be as good. I don't think he needs to be as good because the Raiders have Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow, Brian Edwards.
I love Edwards, man. He's a good player.
we got Robinson who likes to run backwards, but so I don't think he needs to be as good as he had to be in Green Bay.
He's going to be good. He's not. I heard what you're saying with the media, with people saying because he's not with Aaron Rodgers. But because a lot of receivers that left Aaron Rodgers have not produced other places, but they also weren't in the prime of their career. Most of the time when they got rid of them, they released him, Greg Jennings, James Jones, Jordy Nelson. So he will not put up the same numbers he did in Green Bay. But like he said, they don't need him to.
Okay.
But he is still going to be one of the best receivers in the league, in the top 5. Maybe he drops a little.
I just wanted to hear from a Raiders fan. That's all.
Yeah, he's still
I still think he's going to be in the top 5 receivers in the league. There, I mean, just, and I hate to say it because I hate on other Raiders fans when they bring it up, and it's like, but look what Derek Carr's done with other receivers. He's gotten other receivers paid.
He has. You're right.
I mean, you got Nelson Aguilar, Michael Crabtree, Amari Cooper. So, I mean, Derek Carr has never had as good a wide receiver as he has right now in Devontae Adams.
And Renfro's a hell of a number 2.
And Renfro is a hell of a slot receiver.
Waller's a hell of a number 3 or 2, wherever you want to put him.
So, I mean,
and you got Josh Jacobs that can catch out of the backfield.
I'm excited to see what happens, and they have Kenyon Drake who can definitely catch out.
I like Kenyon Drake. He's a big boy. He's a big running back. You guys got something special over there.
So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. We all have our reservations because of McDaniels and the Broncos.
Hey, they still beat the Steelers with Tim Tebow in the playoffs, so that was,
But he now has a GM that is taking control of the team and not letting him make those stupid decisions.
I got you. It's definitely gonna be an interesting year.
It's really gonna be interesting. It's like I said last year. I had a different feeling about the team last year, but with the moves the Raiders had made this offseason, I have a better feeling. I mean, I love the Adams trade. I love the Chandler Jones. The signing that I like the most is the Rock Ya-Sin.
That's gonna be a good move right there.
I wanted him coming out of the draft, and I'm so happy to see him in silver and black now.
I mean, it was a good trade though. Rock Ya-Sin for Yannick Ngakoue. Even though Yannick was good for you all last year, I was kind of salty about how
Yannick was good. He had some stupid penalties.
That's Yannick though. We had him for a half year.
I mean, he was great, but to give up Yannick for Rock Ya-Sin, and then we ended up getting Chandler Jones. I mean, I don't think they could have made a better move unless they were to bring in Stephon Gilmore or one of the bigger name cornerbacks that are still really good.
I really think that between Chandler Jones and Max Crosby, I think you guys get about 33 sacks out of them this year alone.
Well, how many sacks did you have out of Max Crosby and Ngakoue last year?
I think 25.
Yeah, it's 20 something. 23 or something. 23 or 25.
Okay. Yeah, so then definitely those two step it up. Definitely.
So, Eric, where are you going?
I definitely got to like upgrade my background situation. I'm in my basement. You guys got the whole decked out man caves and all that shit.
Look, I have a 2-bedroom house. This is the second bedroom, which is turned into the office.
Okay.
So when people come over, they get mad because I'm a Raiders fan and this is where they have to sleep.
Oh well, it's your house. But yeah, I'm definitely next house we buy. I'm gonna turn the basement into like my podcasting man cave area.
It's fun. Where did Eric go?
I don't know.
There he is.
My bad. Had to go refill my coffee. So, Matt, shout yourself out where they can find you.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. You can find me at BWATB Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me at Bearded Wholesome and All Things Baltimore on Facebook. I am on all major streaming platforms for the podcast. I'm doing a special draft episode of my own on Tuesday night. This coming Tuesday, I'll be having a couple of exciting guests in the month of May coming up. You can catch my sports articles on Borderfield Sports if you click on the NFL slant and just type in my name. And I am also a battle chat host on Rave On Sports for the NFL season with the Baltimore Ravens. I want to thank you guys for letting me plug, all that stuff. I definitely enjoyed coming on the show. I'm a fan of you guys. So I definitely appreciate the love and sitting down with you guys for a couple of hours and just bullshitting about sports,
We definitely appreciate you coming on. Sam just followed you and subscribed.
I appreciate that, man. Just to kind of plug one of the episodes that I've recently had with Tavon Mason. He used to play wide receiver for the New York Jets. He's from Baltimore, and he played with the Jets when they had Santana Moss and Lavernius Coles.
Okay.
And he was in that wide receiver room. Keyshawn Johnson, all those guys were there. So that's an interesting one. He's got his own beard butter company. He's the author of a children's book, and he has a foundation for children. So he's been doing some great work for the community. I appreciate, letting me plug that, guys. And I'm looking forward to the draft on Thursday night.
Where are you streaming your draft from? Where does it? Do you stream it from?
I'm gonna be streaming it on StreamYard on Twitter on Tuesday night at 7:00.
Okay, so make sure we got his Twitter right here. Make sure you guys go check him out. This is his Twitter right here. Go give him a follow. Look for that. Also, if you haven't downloaded Rave On Sports, please do. We love them. They're awesome.
They're fantastic people. I love Brittany.
Very, very fabulous. I did win the March Madness.
I still got to get you that money.
I did win that. I ran the March Madness bracket.
My bracket bust when Kentucky lost. So
yeah, I think I actually had the right Final Four. I think I don't know what it was, but yeah, something like that. I don't know. I didn't watch college basketball. I just picked it. Yeah. All right. So without further ado, Jeremy, do you have anything else you want to say, buddy?
I don't have nothing.
All right. Well, whenever you're ready, you can take us out.
All right. Put me in, coach.
Peace.